Show off. This one for my real good gal them. Yeah, 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 yeah. Glow up, glow up. Show off, show off.
Hi soul family, how y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Jaya Fire back with another one with the Sweet Tea Show. And today I'm gonna be talking about, I guess, like dating on the whole, lust versus love, and like telling the difference. I just want to put this out there. I haven't been like I never got fully shown like what a healthy relationship looks like, how you should go about things. To be honest, I've never been truly in love. Like, I've been in connections where like I thought it was love, right? I might have said like I love you, blah 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 blah, but to really think about it, it was basically just like an attachment. It was a trauma bond. It was lust, you know? So I haven't really been in like true love, like unbreakable, mutual, all that. But we gotta just, it ain't about me. It's not. Let's get into it. Okay, so just different things that I picked up on while like looking at other people in my dating life. I was also watching Love is Blind, right? If you know, you know. That's the show. And I just kind of like picked up on certain things, you know, which is which, what's the difference, you know, all type of stuff. Anyways, I feel like the difference between lust and love is that with lust, you focus on what the person does for you, right? And then with love, you focus on what are you willing to do for that person. Like, your whole perspective changes. I feel like on a lustful situation, like it's more like on a selfish manner. Not saying that like you don't have feelings for the person, not saying that like, you know, you don't want anything genuine or whatever the case may be, but I feel like with lust, it kind of focuses on what the person does for you. So, you know, I'm attracted to this person because they do this for me, you know. It could be on like a material thing where like they buy this and that for me, or you know, they baby my feelings, or they give me validation and all type of stuff, right? Like when the person asks you like why are you attracted to somebody, and all you have to say is like they do this for me, they do that for me, they do that for me, but you didn't mention what you would do for that person, that should be a big indicator that like, okay, this is like a lustful thing. It's not really love, right? But if somebody asks you like, why do you love this person? I love this person because they're this and that. I love their personality. I love that, you know, we are on a mutual basis, whatever the case may be. Love can still be like, okay, I love this person because they make me feel like this inside, but it's not just one-sided. Like, it's a mutual thing, right? Yeah, that's what I feel like, because, you know, you could be attracted to somebody on like surface level. Hi, princess. On a surface level. Why is her tail wet? Anyways, another thing that should be a big indicator that it's a lustful thing is like you're only attracted to the physical, you know, the material too. Like, the person buys me this, that, and that, and that, and that. The person is cute, they look cute, but it's not really like on a soulful thing, like personality wise, or it could be personality, but I feel like there is definitely a difference between personality and character. And I've seen somebody talk about that on TikTok too. Like, you know, somebody can have a good personalities, depending on who you are as a person, but you could have like a good personality, whatever, you present yourself a certain way to the world, but at the end of the day, is your character up to par? Like, you know, when it comes to certain situations, your character really shows who you are as a person, not your personality. Personality is more like on a surface level, like what you, like the cover of a book. Yes, personality is like the cover of a book, and your character is what's inside of the book. You know, the little details, So if you're attracted to somebody because of their personality only, indicator that it's lust. But if you love their character and how they present themselves in the world, then, and if you peep that, then you most likely, you know, love the person. It could be really easy to fall into lustful connections when you don't know what love means to you, especially if you didn't have a good example of love growing up. Me, I didn't have a perfect example of what love meant to me, right? So I was going out into the world just, looking for love, right? But I was attracting lustful connections because I was clearly mistaking the two, right? When you don't have like a perfect example, it's like you could fall into anything, to be honest. And if you don't define what love means to you, you could easily, get your boundaries crossed or lower your standards or have a difficult time, trying to actually find somebody that is like, that matches you, like your energy, right? So I feel like just, write like a little list or whatever, but like write down the stuff that you want in love and write down the stuff that you don't want in love. So when you get out there and you start dating or whatever, you meet somebody and they check off all the list and I do want this in love, then boom. If they have, your red flags that you listed down, and next, you know what I'm saying? So that's very, very important. Recognize what love means to you. And also, when you recognize what love means to you, put that energy towards yourself. Like, if you feel like, okay, I want somebody that's going to be patient with me, hear me out, cool. Are you being patient with yourself? Are you willing to listen to your heart and, sit down with yourself? You have to really do that for yourself in order to do that for other people. Everything starts with you, right? So that's where the term comes where like you have to love yourself in order to love somebody else, because it's true, like everything starts with you. You cannot love somebody else if you don't put that within yourself. You have to fill up your cup first so you could pour into other people. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that that other person, their cup is full so they could pour into yours. It's like you're matching energy, like, yeah. And another thing too on that topic, like, don't focus too much on love and don't take your dating life too seriously. Like, if something doesn't work out with the person, don't take it to heart. You know what I'm saying? If somebody cheats, if somebody, I don't know, whatever malicious intent or whatever the case may be, where a situation with you and a person went wrong, don't take it personally. It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship, doesn't matter if you're dating. Well, I ain't gonna say, okay, relationship is different. But if you're just in the dating world, like you're single and you're just in a talking stage and like this happened, that happened, but you kind of like take it personally, don't. Number one, people is their own person. Whatever actions they doing don't got nothing to do with you. Most likely trauma, whatever, affected their choices and actions and blah. But you have to really take in that like dating is just a life experience. It's part of life. Things ain't gonna go your way all the time, but what you want to do is like kind of take your lesson from each situation. Like, okay, I dated this person, it didn't work out, but I want to reflect on why did the universe bring that person to me in the first place. Because always remember, like, you attract what you are inside. You cannot attract anything beyond that. You know what I'm saying? So obviously something about you attracted the person that you were dating. If you didn't like the person that you dated or something went wrong, then you might want to do some reflecting on you and figure out what was the lesson behind why you brought that person in your life in the first place? It's just all part of life and the experience. So listen, I had to like learn how to not take stuff personally too. So this is just from experience. Like something would happen, I'd be like, damn, like my chest. But then it's like, it's part of life. You know what I'm saying? People gonna do what they want at the end of the day. You gonna do what you want at the end of the day. So you just have to take it in. Like life, it's a whole experience on the whole. There's no good, there's no bad. It's just an experience, right? So just take that in when you go into dating. So, and it helps you like, excuse me, it helps you detach from the outcome. It helps you come into the dating world in a more lighter energy, right? It's less pressure on you, it's less pressure on them. And yeah, one thing I learned is that most likely the person that you fall in love with is the person that you least expect to fall in love with. I say that because when you go into lustful things, right, you go for what you want. But love provides you what you need. So if you're not really ready to face that part of yourself, or you don't really know what you need in life, you're most likely gonna run from the person, run from love, or you're not gonna recognize it first sight because you're focused on what you want. You know, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, but you need this, you need that, you need that. And what you need is basically like, sometimes it could be like the opposite. Like for example, if you're more like a hyper person and you're emotional and stuff like that, and then you meet somebody that's like calm, they calm you down, the opposite attracts. That's what you need, because in any situation the person is going to calm you down, right? But if you're focused on what you want, what you want, what you want, you're most likely going to get somebody in a lustful thing, and they're going to match your energy of the emotional thing, and it's going to, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff happens. But that, and it's the least expected person in time, most likely, because once you focus on, once you stop focusing on, okay, I want love, I want love, I want love, I want love, I want my soulmate, I want this, I want that. If you stop focusing so much on love, that's when it will find you. Because if you say, I want love, then you kind of get desperate, and you're gonna most likely fall into a lustful thing, and then it's another lesson learned, and until you learn your lesson, yeah. I learned my lesson. I was like, I'm tired of just, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, because we're human. We desire certain stuff, right? But if we just chill out and focus on putting the love into ourselves and filling up our cup, then eventually somebody's gonna come along and recognize that. But don't be too focused on that, because that's not the only important thing in life. Like, you know, you have family, you have your career, you have experiences, you have hobbies, you have healing to do, you know what I'm saying? That's just not the main factor. So take your focus off love, and I promise you it will find you, because you're pouring into yourself, and one day somebody gonna recognize that. Don't time it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna focus on my life in 2 years, and then in 2 years I'm gonna find the love. No, just have faith, sit back, relax, and whatever finds you, okay? But don't let that hold you back from dating, though. You know, loosen the grip on love, but still date, so you could be lighthearted about things. You know what I'm saying? Not every person that you date you're going to fall in love with. They ain't gonna be there forever. Every person that you meet. Most likely, if you came from like a traumatized household, most likely your dating experiences, for the majority of it, is going to be lessons on top of lessons on top of lessons, until you figure out, okay, this is what it taught me. I'm gonna transform that energy and put it back into me, heal myself up, so that when the time comes, boom, I'm ready for the love that I actually need, not want. Speaking of, you know, needing and the opposites, right? Love, I feel like it's supposed to be a balance. Yin yang. Not necessarily 50-50, but like a balance. Like that person balances you out, you balance out that person. Like stuff that you lack, the person provides. The stuff that they lack, you provide. And it's like a balance. So if anything happens, like say, I don't know, you get into like a disagreement or just life hits you on the whole, you have the energy to really balance out each other. So you could basically say us against the world, right? Because that's all that matters. With a lustful connection, I don't really feel like there's a balance to things, to be honest. I feel like love should be balanced, and I feel like lust is more like on a one-sided thing. Like lust is so surface level to me that like I don't personally see how there could be balance within that, because one person is focused on like what they want and they have their own things going on. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. But if you feel like you know where I'm coming from, let me know. But that's how I feel, to be honest. You know, love is patient, love is kind, love doesn't hold grudges, love doesn't do this, right? Love cannot be broken. So if you go into a connection and you swear up and down that like you love the person, but as soon as things go wrong, it's like, nah, I don't fuck with this person no more. It was lust. Because even so, the worst could happen between you and that person, but you're always gonna have love between that person if it's true love, not lust, right? So that's why I say it's like on a surface level. Even the intimacy is different between loving somebody and lust. It ain't gonna be the same. It ain't gonna be as deep. Love is deep. That's why so many people run from it, and it's easy to go into a lustful connection, because lustful connection, you're not forced to really see yourself. You know, love is gonna bring out so many emotions within you. You gotta run and go towards it. I've been a person to really run from it, to be honest. I ain't gonna cap on here. I ain't gonna cap to y'all. Yeah, because it brings out emotions from your childhood, your teen, however old you is, but it brings out all these emotions, and if you're not ready to face that, you're going to run. And that's why I feel like there's so much lustful based connections, because a lot of people are traumatized out here. They don't recognize what love is, or they never really had a true definition of what love is around in them, whether it's family, whether it's for themselves. So they go into lustful stuff because love is, yeah, it's real. Like that, it's real. So hey, and lastly, I feel like love forces you to grow as a person, right? I mean, a lustful connection could do the same way depending how you transform that energy. Me, I'm an alchemist, so if something negative happens within any lustful connection that I'm in, I'm always going to transmute that energy and put it back into me. But that's just me, right? It's not because of that other person helped me to do that. That's just me. But with love, I feel like the other person really helps you to grow, because it's like, okay, this person is so good to me. I want to be a good person for them, for us, for me, so we could come together and really be harmonized. You know what I'm saying? A lustful thing, you ain't really focused on doing better for the other person because it's just lust. But like I said, you might feel like you love the person. Okay, let me put it this way. Say you're in a connection, right? You, on one hand, might feel like, okay, I love this person. Like, this person might be the one. This person is it. They make me feel like this. They do that and that for me. But on the other hand, the person that you're dating might not see you that way, right? And it's like, okay, she's bringing me all the love that I ever wanted, but I know I can't provide that for her. So, I'm just keep it on a lustful based thing. I don't love her, but I love the way that she treats me. That's real. So that's why I feel like love has to be a mutual thing. Once love is only one-sided, that's not true love, because the other person is lusting. The other person does not love you. It's not true love. And I feel like if you're in that predicament where you feel like you love a person and the person is just giving lustful, don't lower your standards, honey. Listen, do not lower your standards. Leave that situation right now, because that will break you. Then all of a sudden you're going to feel like, okay, I have to change this person to love me. But you cannot force love. You cannot force nobody to love you, right? So just take yourself out of the equation, Easier said than done, right? But that's where you have to really recognize what love means to you and what do you want. Like, you don't want to feel like you're over giving all the time. Like, trust me, okay? You don't want to do that. You don't want to be too good to a person when they're just, you know what I'm saying? So I hope this helped, for real. Recognizing both of them is like I said, easier said than done, depending on what situation you are. But just keep that in the back of your head. Like, is this love or is this lust, right? And if you ain't really taking love so seriously or whatever, then you obviously gonna go into lust. And hey, do what you want to do at the end of the day. But there's some people out here that really want to find true love, but they just don't know which one looks like what. So I hope this helped. See ya.